It's time to enter the drone zone with me, James Drone, aka Pure Ambient Drone. So hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, and get ready to synth on.
Hey there, Synth-Drones. Welcome back to episode number 102 of Midnight Synthesizer Talk with me, James Drone, the voice of synthesizers. Novation Summit. Oh my gosh, I have had this in the studio for a little while now. I have been recording with it. I have been enjoying it. You know, usually when I pull a synthesizer out of its box and I place it on my table outside in my secondary living room, it's my little testing spot for synthesizers. I can tell right away if I'm going to absolutely love a synth, like a synth, or hate a synth, or just not care about a synth. And I got to tell you that the Novation Summit was something that as soon as I started playing on it, it was instant gratification. Now, I'm not just talking about the sound, I'm talking about the tweakability, the workflow of this synth. When you play around with these knobs on this thing, and believe me, there's lots of knobs to be playing around with, you get an instant gratification of what you're doing. You're getting results and you're getting them fast. I really enjoy the onboard effects as well. The onboard effects are very nicely done. I have to say that before I got the Novation Summit into my studio, I was on the fence big time about it, going back and forth of, no, I'm absolutely going to hate it, to, yeah, I'm probably going to like it. But I never thought that after getting it here that I was going to love it as much as I love it now. And it is a staple in all of my tracks since I've had it. I have to put the Novation Summit in everything that I'm using. And so it's taught me a few things about synthesizers. I've already known these things, but you know, when we experience something a few times over, it starts to sink in. And the Novation Summit kind of just brought this home for me, for lack of a better term. And that is, every synth in the studio should have its place in the sound palette. I've always said that, but I haven't always practiced it. But since getting the Novation Summit in here, I have realized that practicing this is very important, because there is a place for the Novation Summit in each and every one of my tracks. Now, one of the things I want to mention that is kind of like, you know, out of the scope of this video is that I have been keeping up with Junkie XL. He's an awesome composer. I love the way he does his videos. And if you are unaware of who this guy is, you should acquaint yourself quickly, because the guy knows his synthesizers. And recently, he has redone his studio and he has added some really great synthesizers to his palette, while removing a bunch of stuff that I think, in hindsight, looking at what he's done, was a lot of overlap. And one of the things that he has chosen to do is place a Novation Summit in his studio. So my thoughts is, you know what? If it's good enough for a world-class movie music composer, it's good enough for me. Now, I wanted to give this a try simply because I seen Junkie XL have it, and that kind of flipped the switch for me. I was already on the fence, but I'm thinking, you know what? I've got to try this out. And as I started watching some of his videos, I started learning about his setup a little bit and experimenting with some of the synths I already own that he has got. And I see what he's doing. And so the Novation Summit has a place in my studio just like it does, I'm sure, in Junkie XLs. It's not going to be the one synthesizer that everybody always emails me or messages me about. What is the one synth you would buy if you could only own one? Well, that is not a question that can be answered by me. I don't think anyone who is serious about composing any type of music really wants to sit down with just one synthesizer, unless that's what makes you happy. But the Novation Summit brings some kind of an energy into a mix that other synthesizers that are hybrid just seem to miss the mark on. And I'm very, very surprised that I was going to receive it like I have. Now, I buy my synthesizers. Nobody gives them to me. Nobody pays me to do reviews on synthesizers. If I don't like something about a synth, I will let you know. And I'm going to tell you that as much as I love the Novation Summit, and I do love it, I wish that it had a sequencer. That would be nice to have a sequencer on board of this synthesizer. That would have been great, but it's not a deal breaker. I mean, it's really the only thing that I can find that I would have added had it been me designing this thing. Now, to be fair, you know, our DAWs do all of our sequencing for us anyway, but it is kind of nice to kind of, you know, tap something out and have the synth play it on its own. I get it. It is nice, and I like to use that feature on some of the synthesizers that I currently own that do have sequencers. So one of the other things that I wanted to mention is I was concerned about what was the filter going to sound like on this synth. And a lot of times when people try to do a hybrid synthesizer, the filters don't always play nicely. Now, I'm not sure exactly what analog filters they are using on the Novation Summit. I'm speculating it could be Curtis, but I'm not 100% sure. I just don't know. I've looked and I've looked and I've looked, and I cannot find definitively what analog filters they are using on the Novation Summit. But after getting in here, I have to tell you that they play nicely with the digital realm that this synthesizer lives in. So I just wanted to tell you that the Novation Summit, as of this video, has found a permanent place in my studio. I'm very happy with it. It's a very nice synthesizer. They did a great job on the build quality. The keys are just what you would expect on a synth at this price range. The action is nice. The knobs don't feel wobbly or loose or anything like that. The buttons all feel nice when you push them. It has a nice solid build and a nice weight to it. And I just overall love all of the things that it has to offer. I especially like the MIDI capabilities coming over the USB, which seems to be a standard thing now with the modern synthesizers that are coming out. So that's my thoughts on the Novation Summit. What do you all think about it? Leave a comment below. I am Pure Ambient Drone. Hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, and until next time, keep calm and synth on.